Welcome everyone. This is Dawn Duval. Hang on a minute, I'm going to switch my cameras here. Let's see if we can get me, there we go. Welcome everyone. Let me get the comments loaded in. And of course, it never fails, my nose starts to itch once we go online. So we go live, how's that? So, hope everyone's doing well. Come on and say hi. Welcome, welcome. I'm coming to you from cold Jensen Beach, Florida. It's freezing. I know you guys up north or out west are probably thinking, 50 degrees is nothing, but it's cold for us down here in the south. I do need to get up and get a piece of scrap paper, so I will be back in just a minute. Let me go grab that while you all are signing in. And we've got the comments coming on. Sorry about that. I needed to get my scrap paper and the list of names that I drew for last week. And yep, we're live. So let's see. How's everybody? I think I've got the comments sorted out. So let's see what we're doing here. Give me a minute. I'm going to flip some buttons and yep. Okay, I am showing live. I think we're good to go. And we'll wait a minute. Wait for people to come on. All right. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Patricia, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Of course, my nose is itching. It never fails. There we go. Now everybody's starting to... Yeah, it is right. Burr, Karen's in Bradenton, Florida, so we don't like this cold weather, do we? So, thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Oopsie, I just kicked the dog. Sorry, Rai. It is just crazy. I'm wearing a sweater. I hardly ever wear sweaters, but it's cold. So, we got to do what we have to do, right? So, this morning, I literally put on a coat that I've had for probably 35 years. It's a very heavy coat that I wear in the wintertime when it's really, really cold. And I had that thing on early this morning. So anyways, we'll give it a few more minutes. Everybody's popping in. Hi, Kay. How are you? So, yeah, so while we're sitting here eating dinner, tonight was, we're staying in an RV park in Jensen Beach, and the resort is called Ocean Breeze. And it's a combination of homes and RVs. Excuse me. And so tonight they were doing a golf cart parade, and all these people that have golf carts have them all decorated, and they're decorated with lights, and they're dressed up and all that stuff. So they've been going around. I don't know how many units are in this place. It's humongous, actually. Excuse me, my nose is itching. It's a pretty good sized place. But anyway, so we were waiting for them to come by, and as soon as we got done eating, I had pulled all the blinds down, so of course everybody can see inside, which you don't want them seeing you. And as soon as I did that, they started coming by. Yes, I have pants and socks on, and a sweater, and something underneath. I don't know what you call them, because I don't wear them that often. But anyways, it's cold here. That's all I can say. But by Friday, I think they said we'll be back up in the 80s, so that will be good. So anyways, as you can see, our internet the guy came last Wednesday and got our internet connected. It took him probably by the time he connected everything and got into the RV and had to do some configuration there, it probably took him about 2 hours. So and that was $70, but it was well worth the $70 so my husband wouldn't be, trying to figure out how to do it. So now we have our own internet for the month, and that it's secured. So then I don't have to worry about streaming, and then they get mad and shut you down and all that good stuff. Hi, Judy. How are you? Welcome, everyone. We'll give it another minute. So if you're joining us, please, as most of you are doing, sign in and say hi. Also, if you share, then your name will go in the drawing, and I'll draw names. I draw them every Tuesday before the night of the class or the Facebook Live. And then you will receive the projects that we make that evening. And if you're watching this on the replay, you have until the following Tuesday, depending on when you're watching this. And if you're watching it on YouTube, because I normally upload my videos to YouTube, and I've got one I'm downloading on my laptop now, and I'm behind about 2 weeks. So Anyway, so if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so that you'll be notified when I upload my videos. And hey, Judy, how are you? Hi, Fran. Excuse me, my nose is itching. So we'll start here in just a minute. If you are interested, go to my my blog is at shallwestamp.com. I am doing a paper share like a lot of the demonstrators are. So take a look at it. I'm doing paper, ribbon, and the embellishments in the upcoming catalog. And if you buy all three, they're really not that expensive when you think about how much you're going to spend if you were to buy all the papers. There's 13 new papers. There are I think there's only 9 ribbons, and there's a lot of embellishments. There's more embellishments than there are ribbons, but anyways, it's really not that expensive. So take a look at it. I'm taking reservations. There's a form that you'll need to click on and sign up, and then I'll bill you towards the end of the month. All that information's in there. So hi, Linda from Idaho, and gotta watch it later. All right. Okay, so everybody's popping in. Let's go ahead. It's 7:06, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn the camera down. I'm going to show you what we're using this evening. And before I forget, and I'll announce it again before the end too, the names of last week that I drew were Amy Banks and Pam McCormick. So if you're on there, Pam, I think I have your address, but you might want to message me with it just in case. And I'll announce this again towards the end in case they come. I know Amy probably will not be on tonight. She sent me a text or called me and said that. I'm not sure about Pam. Welcome, everyone. Hi, Kathy. Welcome. Oh, Northeast Ohio. Thank you. Good thing you didn't come last week. It was a real comedy hour. Oh, I seem to have technical issues all the time, Kathy. It never fails. But I laugh at it. You got to laugh. It is what it is. So, all right, I'm going to flip the camera down and I'll show you what we're going to be doing. Hang on a minute. Let me hit the right buttons here. There we go. Okay, and I've got a light. For those of you that are just popping on, we are in our RV down in Jensen Beach, Florida. We live in the Villages and we're about 3 hours from home, but we decided to come down for the month of December. We're staying very close to the RV. We go to the pool. We've been to the pool, I think, twice while it's been warm, but now it's like 50 degrees outside, so it's cold for us. So anyways, all right, this is one of the new stamp sets in the new catalog, and I apologize. I've got a light on over the table here, and I'm not sure if I should turn it off. If I turn it off, it gets a little dark, but it might be better for you guys. So I'm not sure. If it starts to bother you with the glare, let me know, and I'll turn it off because I'm trying to keep an eye on the comments as we go. So this is called Enjoy the Moment. We received this complimentary of Stampin' Up when we attended the All on Stage. I love this. At first I looked at it and I thought, oh my gosh, what in the world am I going to do with that? I had no idea. But then, use the catalog for a lot of inspiration, I'll tell you. So not only in the catalog, but a couple of demonstrators were given these the stamps or suites to create various items, and so I took the ones that I'm making from our catalog, which you all haven't seen, so this will be new to you. So this is what we're going to be doing. This is a cling mount. It's got 13 stamps, and I want to say it's $23, and this is in the new catalog that will be available on January 5th. And then the next thing I'm also going to be using is the Scripty 3D embossing folder, which you all have. This is in the annual catalog. I don't know why, I just love this font. It's just beautiful. So we're going to use that. Now I went ahead, since we are in the RV, I packed all of the supplies that I would need for the 5 weeks that I'll be doing this down here. So I can't make any mistakes because I don't have any cardstock or anything left over to make with. So there you go. So I'm going to set this off to the side, and let me pull in the card and show you what the first card. We're going to make 3 if we don't run out of time. Okay, so this is the card that we're going to be making. We're using the In Good Taste Designer Series paper, and this is Whisper White cardstock, and I'll go over that with you in just a minute. This is the Scripty, and we're using the new blending brush. If you haven't seen it, I'll show it to you in just a minute. I swear this is like a cosmetic. This is just like the one I use for my foundation. This is what it looks like. I'm sure you probably have seen these. They come 3 in a package, And I looked them up, and now I don't remember what the cost is. But you can look. I don't even think you can see. It looks like a sponge, but these are really, really tiny, tiny, tiny little hairs. They're like a makeup brush. And you talk about blending. Oh my goodness, it works so well. They're 6 inches long, and it's got a pretty good handle. The handle's plastic. It's a little flimsy, but you know, if you don't manhandle it, you'll be fine. So we're going to sponge this. I'm going to stamp these. Now, there are no dies with this set, so I'm going to have to fussy cut this stuff out. So I'm going to start stamping here in just a minute so that I don't talk too much and we run over. So anyways, we're going to make this card. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'll give you the dimensions and the measurements as we go along. And let me pull up my sweater sleeves for those of you who are just joining. Us that live in the South are not used to cold weather, so I know y'all think it's funny, but it's not funny for us. I tell you, it is cold, 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 cold. All right, so let me put my card right there so I can look at it. And I'm going to open up, give me just a minute. Let me get myself, I'm trying to get organized. I have a very small space to work with, but it will be fine. It will work. Okay, so let's get started, and I'll give you the measurements as we go. Okay, and don't forget, before I get started, to make sure you share the video and leave a comment, and then your name will go in the drawing for the cards that I make. You'll get these the following, I'll announce the names the following week. Okay, hi Tony from Central Ohio, how are you? All right, so we are going to use a piece of Thick Whisper white cardstock, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. So we're going to go ahead and fold that. And if the shadows are bothering y'all, please let me know, and I'll turn the light off over top, and we'll see how that does. See if it makes a little bit of difference. So if it is, just leave me a message real quick, and I'll jump up and turn the thing off. Okay, so this one we've got. So we're going to go ahead and set that aside. I am going to pull in my paper trimmer because I'm going to cut. This is the paper, the designer series paper that's in good taste, and that's in the annual catalog. And I'm going to cut this down because I think it's a little bit big. I'm going to cut this at, I want it to cover the entire length of the card and the side. So I'm going to mark this at 4 1/4. And I know a little bit was hanging over, so I'm going to make sure we get that cut right. So we're going to do 4 1/4. And we've got 4, there's 4 1/4, and I'm just going to come in with my paper trimmer. It's just a little sliver, but it was enough hanging over that it was bugging me. Just easier to do it that way. And then we're going to turn this and make sure that this is at 5 1/2, and we got a little bit long here, but that's okay. I'm going to cut it a little bit long just to be on the safe side. I can always trim that with my paper snips if I need to. Okay, so there's that. Whoopsie. All right, so let's go ahead and attach this. We can go ahead and get this done. I'm going to use my Tombow glue, and this paper has been a popular set. I think I've ordered 2 packs of this, and I'm on my 2nd pack already, and using it up. So, anyways, all right, and we're gonna attach this to the front of the card. So let's go ahead and do that. And again, if the shadows or the light is a nuisance or bugging you, let me know, and I'll turn that light off and we'll see how we do. Now, I always stand my card up to make sure I get my paper all the way down, and I think we're good. Let's just check. So I've got a little bit along the edges, so I'll go ahead and trim that up while we're sitting here chit-chatting. I do try to make sure it's a little bit over because I'd rather have a little bit too much than not enough hanging, right? So that way it doesn't look like we forgot a spot. So let me just trim this off right here. All right, and then we'll just trim this down here. I knew this one was going to be a little bit long, but again, I prefer to have it a little bit long just for that reason. And I just put my snips right here and kind of lean them out just a little bit so that I can get the piece. And we'll just trim up this real quick. And then I'm going to stamp our images, and I'm going to fussy cut those, so that will take just a minute. We'll color them, and then we're going to do some blending of those as well. Okay, so we got that in there. I think we've got it. I think we're good. All right, cut that off. There we go. Okay, so that's there. All right, now our piece that this is Thick Whisper white for the card base. Here's a piece of Whisper white, and I did run this through that Scripty 3D. This is 3¼ inches by 5½. So 3¼ by 5½. All right. Now let's go ahead and stamp. This is my scrap piece. Let's go ahead and stamp what we need to stamp, and then we're going to go ahead and start cutting, and then we'll do our coloring. So I'm going to start with our Just Jade, and this flat. I don't even know what this thing is called. I think somebody named these and listed them on one of the stamp sets, and I need to find it because I'm not sure what these are. But I'm doing this in green. Jade, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. I think I'm going to stamp off just a little bit, so give me just a second. I'm going to put a little bit there because that's a little dark. I think I inked this guy up. Okay, so let me stamp him on here, and then we're going to do a little bit of blending on this, and then we're going to fussy cut these out. So we've got that. All right, now the next one I'm going to stamp is going to be this guy here, and we're going to do that in the Pacific Point. So let me grab that, and we're going to stamp. And don't ask me. This is how I case this, so I'm doing exactly what they did, and I really like the colors. So we're going to put that one right there because we're going to all cut these out. And I know that these things are supposed to be brown, but this will make the card look fun. Oh, and we need to leave this open because we're going to use this to do some blending. All right, and then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to stamp this little leaf here, and I'm going to stamp that in Memento Black, and then we're going to color it with our cinnamon cider blends. So I'm going to stamp a couple of these. Let me stamp, that one got a little dark. So I'm just going to do a couple here so that I can fussy cut these out, and I think I'll do 3 of them, and then we'll color those real quick, so that won't take very long to color those. All right. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to take our beautiful little blending brush, which really looks like a cosmetic brush to me. So, and I'm going to take a little bit of the Pacific Point, and I'm just going to rub it on here. And as you see, you can see the color come on, right? Now, I just kind of rub it off, and let me just show you. Because it comes off a little bit, see right there, it's a little bit dark, so I don't want that much dark. I just want to have a little bit of color, so I'm going to kind of rub on here just to take off a lot of that, because I just want to do a little bit on these guys right here. And if I go outside the lines, it's okay, because I'm going to fussy cut these, so it's fine. I just wanted to add a little blue to them to give it a little bit of color, okay? And you can do this with your sponge daubers too. It might be a little bit easier because they're smaller to manage, but since I'm going to fussy cut it, I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, so, and when I cut that, it'll look a lot better. All right, you just use a small amount of the ink, and the nice thing about these brushes is they're easy to wash. You just run them under the sink, and the ink comes right out, and I just lay them up there to dry. So I'm gonna rub this good because we're gonna do some beige here in a few minutes. All right, so let me get my my blends out. I'm using the cinnamon cider, so I'm going to start with let me find it, my dark, which is this one, and I'm just going to color these real quick, and then we'll cut these out, and then we can work on getting our card. And I'm just going to kind of go through and make the little lines like the artist did, try to give it a little bit of dimension, and then we'll come back with our light, and we'll do that. And let me cut these right there. I really like this set. Once you all see these in the catalog, I think you're going to like this. Did y'all take advantage of our sale today? Ooh, I tell you what, I had a customer call me and wanted me to put her order in, and she was on the phone going through the thing, why she didn't do it while we were talking, and I could have walked her through it. She was online, but she wanted me to put her, I'm using the light in case you're wondering what I'm doing. So by the time she got done giving me all the stuff she wanted, several of the items were already sold, and a lot of them were the blends, and it was the blends from back when we used to sell them individually, so there's nothing wrong with them. Those blends were $4.50. They were on sale for $1.80. So she must have gotten, I don't know, probably 15 of the blends. She got quite a few of the sets, you know, but she didn't, and then there was several that she could only get one color because everybody was buying them up. But that is a good, you know, if I had thought about it, that would make a nice gift to give somebody, you know. And I had just ordered some, I forget, it was the petal pink that I was out of, and I think she said the petal pink was on there, and I didn't even think to look at the daggone clearance rack and I had to buy the dual, right? So didn't know that. Oh, it's a lotus pod, the middle one. This one here, the green one. Hi, Chris. A lotus pod. Ah, interesting. See, I learned something new. See, y'all are smart. That's why. All right, I'm just coming back. I've already blended these. I'm just going to come back a little bit more with the dark just to give it a little bit more definition. Well, isn't that something? I think I did read somewhere. Somebody went through and marked down where all of these, what these were. I'll have to find that and post it for you guys. Okay, so there are the items that we're going to decorate our card with. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out pretty fast so we can move on, because I want to try to do 3 cards tonight. So let me get through here, and it won't take very long, trust me. So I know last week I still have the donkey card, and I think I'm not sure when I'll do him, but I'll do him here. I'll do him this month, so just don't worry, we'll get to him. And that's one of my favorite ones too. There's a lot of nice stamp sets. If y'all have any preference as far as themes or whatever, oh my goodness, you're gonna you see the catalog. If you're not a demonstrator, there's a beach one in there. Oh my goodness, if you are anything about the beach, you definitely are going to get that suite of products. It's unbelievable. And I'm going to do a little bit of advertisements while I'm talking. I am going to be starting a monthly card. I'm calling it a card cafe. It's going to be a monthly card club, and you can do it on a monthly basis, or you can sign up on as a subscription, and you will get the materials to make 8 cards, before cards, 2 of each design, and you'll get about $20 or probably $20 of product that you'll use, and then you'll have a little bit left over that you can use with the rest of your stuff. And then you'll have the option if you'd like to add on a stamp set or not. But I'm going to start that in January, and I will be advertising that the first of the month. So stay tuned for that. If you check out my blog, I'll have it listed there. And I think it will run from the 4th of January. I'll open it up until the 18th, when I'll cut it off. And then I'll get everything cut and prepared. It's going to run, I want to say don't hold me to this because I've been changing things around a little bit. I want to say it's $38, which includes shipping. So I don't think that's bad for 8 cards. You know, if you take 8 and divide it into, you know, it's what, 90, I don't know, 5? I don't even, anyways, whatever it is. And I'll do all of the cutting as far as die cutting. I can do that. I can't do any stamped images, as most of you probably are aware. But you will be able to get the kit, and it will come with 4 tutorials and 4 videos. So if you're just starting out and learning, the cards will be pretty much for any level. You can, you know, if you're more experienced, then you can obviously, you know, dress it up if you like. And I think it would be a nice thing to do, and that way we'll concentrate, you know, on doing birthdays and masculine cards and anniversaries and get wells, thinking of you. You know, I think we'll probably do more birthdays than anything. I'm assuming that you all probably, you know, have a need for birthday cards as well. And we'll do anniversaries and, of course, Valentine's Day coming up, and, you know, all that stuff. So that's what my goal is. And so if that's something you're interested in, then stay tuned. And that will be coming out in January. So I'm trying to get all of my stuff ready to set it out to go for the first of the month. All right, so we've got 2 more of these little guys to cut, and then we'll put this card together. I probably should have stamped and cut all of these and just left one for y'all to watch. But anyways, it gives me time to chit chat with you. So I'm going to try to see. I see a lot of people on here know everybody. Isn't that nice? What a nice community that we have. So, all right. What else do we want to talk about? Let's see. If you join, if you have a big shopping list, which with this new catalog, oh my gosh, I had to really just limit myself on ordering because you can just really go crazy. But you can always join as a demonstrator, and you can do what we call a discount shopper, where you would get a 20% discount or more on your purchases, and you get to choose $125 worth of product for $99. And if you join in January, they are giving, or now, actually you can join now, it's a 5 packs of the 6x6 designer, like the neutrals, regals and that stuff. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can message me and let me know. I'll be more than happy to give you some more information. I have demonstrators in, of course, Florida, Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Michigan. Trying to think where else I have them. And I think that's it. Maryland, yeah, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and of course in Florida. So I'd love to have you. And I'm also going to start, this is the other thing, I'm going to set up my Zoom, I'm going to get a Zoom account, and I'm going to start offering classes. So when we do these classes to go, I'm going to set up where we can, some classes, not the monthly card cafe, but I will set up other classes where you can pay a small fee and we can do Zoom, and we can put all our stuff together at the same time. So that would be something different. Okay, so we have all our goodies cut out. So the first thing we're going to do, the next thing we're going to do is we need to sponge our piece of Whisper White. So I'm going to pull in our soft suede. Now I'm going to be very light-handed with this because I really don't want this to get too dark. Let me make sure I get my blue off. So I'm just going to pull in a little bit of the dark, and we'll get some of that. And I'm just going to run this. I want to make sure I don't get the blue, so let me cover that up a little bit. And I'm just going to run this right on here. Let me get my scrap paper over here because I can use this for the next time. Okay, so we're going to, we'll just kind of just going to come down a little bit, add a little bit more, kind of tap it off. And just, I want to make this a little bit darker and just kind of bring it around. But isn't that beautiful? Look how easy this is. Oh my gosh, this is just so wonderful. It's so easy to do. We'll just pull that down just a little bit. Just kind of give it that little, and then we'll pull it down here, which you're not going to see much of this, but that'll be fine. Okay, so that's all we're going to do. And then we'll take that and we'll wash it off when we get done, and it will be good to go. And most of this is going to be covered anyway, so I just really wanted to do the top part. And we'll go ahead and I'm going to bend this a little bit. I'm going to take my bone folder and just give it a little bit of a twist here. And just give it a little bit of a curl. All right, so let me see. I think I popped this up. Nope, we didn't. We put this one on flat. So, okay, let's go ahead and attach. Now, all of these pieces that we're going to add to this is going to be popped up on dimensional. So let me go ahead and we're going to add this piece. Whoops, I'm moving my paper around. Hang on a minute. Get that out of the way. All right, so let's go ahead and add this to our card, and then we'll add the pieces on here, and we'll be done with this card. Okay, and we'll put that on there, get that up there, and we'll get him right lined up. And I'm going to pull this one up a little bit as well, and I want this one to stay up, so curl him up a little bit. And it's a little bit long right there again, so I'm just going to trim that with my snips. Sometimes, you know, if I cut it too short, you probably have had this happen too. If you cut it, sometimes your cutters are off just a little bit and then you're running short. So that's why I like to have a little bit overhang. Okay, so let's get our dimensionals out, and we're going to go ahead and pop these up on dimensionals, and then we'll do our sentiment, and we'll get our card put together. So let's go ahead and we'll put a dimensional on each one of these. Put that there. And let me get all these guys over here. So it's really a pretty easy card, actually. It's really not that difficult to do. Now I'm in here sweating to death. Go figure that, huh? All right, and then we'll put, I'll put one here, and I should be able to get, yeah, that's big enough. And we'll put one right here, and put one right there. And let me get a little mini dimensional. And we'll pop one right on this guy right there, so that will hold him up. It seems like everything is sticking. All right, there's that. Oh, because I got a dimensional on the back of my mini dimensionals. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so let's go ahead and put this on here. Let's go ahead and oh, wait a minute. We can't do that. We got to do our sentiment first. What am I thinking? Okay, so I've already pre-cut this out, of course, since I'm here. And all right, so let's get that. And I'm going to stamp this in soft suede, and this is going to say enjoy the moment. So let's go ahead and stamp that, and then we can go ahead and get our card put together. So let me go ahead and stamp this, get that straight. Make sure I've got enough ink on here. All right, so we're just going to stamp that right there in the center. All right, what am I going to be busy? Oh, making cards? Okay. All right, so there's that. Let me move this out of the way. And now we're going to pull in some of our, the twine, the linen thread. And just in case you're not aware of this, I'm sure somebody else has probably shared it. You see how it comes off all curly like that? Just take your thumb or fingernail and just run it, and that kind of helps to straighten it out. Okay, so I'm just going to snip some of this off. I'm going to put some adhesive. Let me get my seal. I saw where they had snail on the clearance rack. Well, let me tell you, that must not have lasted very long. That thing was saying, nope, too bad, too sad, you missed out on that one. So, all right, and I'm doing my wrapping, and I know everybody does it different. I don't know how to wrap it around my fingers to get it to where it looks decent, so I just kind of do my own thing. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger and wider, and then I'm going to, we're going to wrap this on the back here. So I just kind of play with it. It really, you know, you want it to be seen, but you don't want it. Let me get that out of the way. So this is how I do mine, and I'm not saying that it's right, because there's other people that do much better than I. But this is how I do it. Probably better. I try wrapping it around my fingers, but it just doesn't seem to work that way. And I'll tell you what, this seal, man, this stuff is like, it is pretty strong. So we're just going to put that there, and I'm just going to cut this, snip this piece off right about like that. We're just going to leave that right like that. And we'll cut that. All right, and we'll put some dimensionals on the back of this. Let me get the big ones, so we don't want the baby ones. So, so is everybody been, do y'all have your decorations up for Christmas or Hanukkah? I have a little gnome. Well, not. I bought it. It's a medium size. I bought a gnome. So we have a gnome, and I have a. I'll have to show you my little plaque I got at Michael's. It reminds me of one of our stamp sets. It's right here on the table. Look, doesn't that look like one of our, look like a card, doesn't it? So that's my little Christmas decoration in the RV. So, anyways. All right, so we got this done. So let me go ahead and we're going to plop this thing on here. So let me get this situated. So let's put this right, I'm going to put it close to the edge right about here. All right, so we're going to lay that there. Now we can start building our flowers or plant. Are these aren't flowers, are these flowers? I guess they are, right? So you guys are going to have to help me with that. Okay. All right. Let me get my little things off the back. Next time I do something that has a lot of coloring and cutting, I'll go ahead and do it prior. All right, I'm going to lay this on here, and we'll just pop them down like that. I'll probably try to stick to how I did the other one. And then this little guy, all right, now, okay, so what does anybody know what this thing's called? What this guy's called? I'm going to put him right there. All right. And let's see. All right, then we have these little guys. So let's put one up here so this one doesn't look naked. And then we'll put these two. I don't know, we might run out of space here. Now we'll put them right here. We'll put this one here. Making sure I got my card on right. That's a good thing to check that before you start tacking stuff down, right? And then we'll just pop this one up over top. And actually, let me put a little mini one underneath because he might need to have some stability there. There we go. All right, so there's our card. What do you think? That's a pretty easy one. It's a really pretty card, and I love these blending brushes. You guys are going to absolutely love those if you like to blend. So there's our card, and I see the shadow in the way. I might have to turn that light off. Let me see if I'll get a little closer. That's not so good, is it? That light is really not doing good. Move it over here. How's that? All right, so that's that card. So let's move on to the next one. Let me move that out of the way. Okie dokie. All right, so let me, now give me just 1 second. I got to move these blocks out of the way. So hang on. Hold on, hold on. I got to clean off the ones that I've used, and then I need the blocks, so bear with me. Most of these I can do without. So let's see, let's do this one next. All right, hang on a minute. Let me pull in my blocks. We're using the same stamp set, and I'm going to, bear with me 1 minute, you guys. I apologize. I brought a lot of blocks, but not enough, obviously. And these I need, so let me take this off of here. Put these away. We'll put that one there, and I need this one. And let's see. You can take this one off. Okay. I'm getting there. Hold on a minute. We'll put this guy, well, we'll just use this one there. Okay, let's put that in there. All right, so let's see. We've got our blocks ready to go. All right, and then the card that we're going to make is going to be this right here. Isn't that pretty? This is using the Just Jade. And this is your 8.5 by 5.5. And then this is a piece of that in good taste designer paper, and that has got a little, look, I got my little cheat note in there. So this is cut at 4 3/4 by 3 1/4, and then the Whisper White is going to be cut together at 3 1/2. I think I cut them separate, actually. Let me see, 3 1/2 by 3 3/4, and then we'll stamp them, and then we'll cut it down. And I'm using Just Jade and Sahara Sand, and this is the new Mossy Meadow braided trim that will be out in the catalog, so if you can see that. And again, I apologize for the light in here. Okay, so that's what we're going to make. All right, so I've got everything I think I've got together. So let me move this out of the way. So I don't have this scored. So sometimes I score it, sometimes I don't. So in this case, I'm just going to fold it in half. And then I normally make sure that my ends are lined up. And then I just hold the center and pull it down with my finger. And then use my bone folder to give me a good crease. All right, and then we're going to do this card in this direction. Okay, so let me move some of this stuff out of my way because it's in my way of working. Okay, now we've got our piece of designer paper, and again, this is the back side of what we just used. And again, this is a 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and attach this, so we can go ahead and do that now. We'll go ahead and attach this one. This card shouldn't take too long to do, actually. Okay. All right, so we will, let me get my tweezers out so I can grab him. All right. I know my friends up in the villages where we live, it's much colder up there than it is where we are here. So in a way, I guess I'm kind of glad we're down here, huh? Okay. So the next thing, that's a little crooked, isn't it? All right, hang on a minute. Let me lift this guy up. That's one thing about, well, that's all right. He's already stuck. That's okay. All right, we're going to use the Mossy Meadow twine. And I just had it in my hands, and now I got to figure out what I did with it. Oh, it's right here. I'm going to run this around the card, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and we're going to tie a bow. One thing, in case you want to know so you don't waste, if you measure the width of your card, or however you're going to do it, if you're going to do it this way or this way, measure the width of the card. If you want to tie a knot, then you would go 3 times the width. So we do 1, we come back 2, 3, and then if we want a bow, we want to do 4 times. So I'm going to wrap it 4 times, measure it out 4 times, and cut, and then that gives you the ability to wrap it around, tie a bow, and not have a lot of waste. So that's just a tip for the day. All right, and then I'm just going to lay this on here. I'm going to tie my bow, and then I'm going to slide it. So that way I know I can slide it. So it'll be easier for me to tie my bow. And what's going to be funny is I'm right-handed, but when I tie my bow, it looks like when I do this, hopefully it won't happen now. Good. Usually my bow, see how my things are going that way? They always go that direction. So this is what I do. I cheat. I take it off and put it back on. Isn't that wild? I'm sure it's the way I'm tying it. I'm not sure. I'm doing something. I probably need to change that direction, but this is how I do it. So now I'm just going to slide it down a little bit. Let me open up my card. We'll lift it up just a little bit on the side and just slide it down where I want my bow. And then I'm going to hold it in the center and get my loops where I want them and the size that I want them. And there we go. So we'll trim these up. I don't think I brought my ribbon scissors. I might have, but I don't remember. So we'll just cut with this. And I need to have a talk to my dog in just a minute. Riley, sorry. She's sniffing the trash, which is not what we allow. Okay, so that's that. That's what we're going to do for now. Okay? All right, now, the next thing that we are going to do is, this is our white piece, right? So we're going to stamp our images on this white piece, and then I'm going to cut it down. So this is 3 3/4 by, oh, I did 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. That's probably why it looks a little odd. Hang on a minute. 3 3/4. It should be 3 3/4 by, yeah, 3 3/4. So let me trim this down to 3 1/2. Hang on a second. Let's do that real quick. And then we'll stamp, and then we're going to cut it. Let me just make sure. Hang on a minute. We are at 3 3/4 and 3 3/4. Yeah, so let's cut let's cut this 3 1/2. Okay, so we're just going to cut off a little whack there. Okay. So 3 3/4. Let me get my stuff out, and then we're going to have it go. This is the direction. So then what we'll do is we'll cut this in thirds after we stamp it. So we've got our, I'm using Sahara Sand and Just Jade. And we're going to stamp, just randomly stamp the design on here. And we're going to use this small leaf. And then we're going to use these little pods. Okay, we're going to do those in the Sahara Sand. So we're going to do that one first and then come back and fill in with the leaves. And I'm just going to randomly stamp, and then we can come back and fill in. And you all have probably done stuff like this, right? You just want to put them on here, and we're going to try to stamp so they're not going in the same direction. And we'll come in here, put one there, and I'll probably do a little one right about here. All right, and then we'll come back, and we can always fill in. So now let's come in with our green leaf and get some ink on that. Now that's a little dark, so I'm going to take a little bit off. I think I inked that one, actually. So let's do, we'll do one here, and then I'm going to just stamp again without re-inking. I probably got enough ink on here that I wouldn't need to do that, right? And let's turn it, and we'll place one right about here. And we'll do one on the edge. See, I got plenty of ink on here, don't I? Do one there. And let's see. Oh, where else? We need some more. This looks a little naked, so let's do one right about there. And I think that'll be good. I think that's good. We don't want to overdo it. Okay, so that's that. Now let's get our paper cutter out, and we are going to trim these down. So let me move this out of the way. Put those off to the side for a minute. Now let me see what I cut these at. I cut these at 1 1/4. Yeah, it looks like 1 1/4. So let's see. Yeah, so if we do 1 1/4, 2 1/2, right, that would be 3 3/4. So we're going to cut 1 1/4 each. Let's bring our trimmer in. So we're going to cut this at 1 1/4. And then we'll slide this one, whoops, down, and then cut this one at 1 1/4. Got that lined up, and cut that one. And then we're just going to go ahead and pop these up with dimensionals and do our sentiment, and then we'll be good to go. And you know what I did? I did not leave room for my sentiment, so I'm going to have to improvise. Let's see what we're going to do. I should have stamped that first, but that's right. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Oh, this one. No, I think that's how we cut them. I don't like that. No, this one's got a tail. This one goes here, right? Yep. Okay, so let's see. Let's stamp it. Let's try it. And if it, We can overlay it. It'll be fine. All right, so let's use our, where's my cinnamon? I'm going to use cinnamon cider. Yeah, cinnamon cider. And I think it will be fine. So we're just going to stamp over that. If this is going to be dark enough that it should work. So let's just stamp that right about here. That'll be fine. This one I must have done in a, I think I might have done it in Cajun Craze now that I think about it. But that's okay. Cinnamon cider works. All right, so let's pop these up on dimensionals. See, we got to roll with it, right? I'm sorry, I'm moving my stuff around, trying to get to my dimensionals. Whoops, got the baby ones. All right. Okay, I got all my Christmas cards. I think I sent out, I got them in the mail today. I finished them up today, actually. It took me a couple of days. I think I sent out about a little over 50. I sent, plus I had birthday cards I had to send out, so I'm just going to put 3 dimensionals on the back of each. So, yeah, so I got all of those done, and I brought extra cards, but then I had made some large cards with the, like, Memory More card pack. Forgot to bring the daggone envelope, so I couldn't send any more cards out because I didn't have the right size envelope. I did have, get a hold of a demonstrator here in Jensen Beach because I forgot to bring, I use our, in your business pack when you sign up with Stampin' Up, they give you a pack of invitations that you would send out, like if you're going to do host a party for your host to send out to their friends. And I usually use those when I mail out my cards to cover up any of the embellishments or anything that's going to pop through the envelope. And I forgot to bring those, so I found a demonstrator here locally, and she was kind enough to meet me yesterday morning after church and brought me a package of those invitations. So I was so happy so I could get my cards out because I was really worried that they'd poke through and then it would cost more money, and you know how that goes. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and place, make sure I got all this right. Yeah. All right, so this one I'm going to place right about here, and this should hang over a little bit on the top and the bottom. I'll try to get it on there straight, and I'll move my ribbon if I need to. We can slide him down, which I think we're going to have to. So let me put him put this one right about there. Hopefully we got those about right. Let me slide him down just a tad. I think I stuck this one on it. Hang on a second. Let me lift this guy up. I'll just make the bow smaller. And then, hang on a minute. I got to slide him down just a little bit. Let me pop this guy up real quick. He's the one holding up the process here. Hang on a minute. Okay. Hang on. Now we'll slide him. And then I can bring him back. Come on. Yep, he's stuck on that one too. There we go. All right, let me just slide. There we go. We'll slide that down just a little bit. Okay. Well, I'll get everybody back in order. All right, so we're just going to cut the panel and leave a little gap and place this one on here. Let me see. Nope, this one's going to go like that, right? Nope, it's going to go this way. And then I'm going to lay that right there, right where the bow is, and then we'll adjust him and put him over top. There we go. All right, and there's our card. What do you think about that? All right, wait a minute. Denise says, I cut up a 12-pack carton of soda cans and used that this year. People are going to think I've lost my mind. Yeah, you're probably right. You cut up the cartons. Oh my gosh, Denise, I can't believe that. But hey, you know what? The lady that I got the stuff from, the demonstrator, she said she embosses a piece of cardstock and sticks that in there. And I'm thinking, that's way too much work. Not if you're sending out a lot of cards. All right, so what do y'all think about that? I kind of like this one. That it's a little bit lighter, but I think this one looks fine. So there's our second card. Now it's $7.49. This one, next one shouldn't take very long. So we're going to go ahead and start on our third card. So I hope y'all don't mind. 1 second. I've got to clean my stamps and move these out of the way so we can, let's see, this one we don't need. Let me clean them off so I can, I've got most, I think I only need 1 block. So I'll just take one of these and we'll clean the rest of them later. So give me 1 second here while I do that. Okay, so what do you think about this stamp set? Do y'all like it? All right, so this is the card. Hang on 1 second. Let me get this little guy right there. And I need, hold on, I need my birthday. So hang on, we're gonna make this a birthday card. So if you're joining, and I haven't had a chance to thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Obviously, this week is much better than last week's comedy hour, huh? But you know, gotta have fun, right? And that's what it's all about. We're having fun. And those of you that know me, this is how we roll. So, but I'm really looking forward to doing some Facebook Live classes. I think that'll be fun. So we'll do. I'll either do card kits, or I'll send you the list of sample of what we're going to make. That might be easier, and then y'all can just use your own supplies. I think I'll give you the option, and you can use your own supplies, and then we'll share, because everybody's going to come up with something different, right? Okay, this is the next card that we're going to be making. Oops, I didn't put my inside piece in, but that's all right. Okay, what do you think about that? Okay, so we're going to use gray granite on gray granite. And again, I'm using that All in Good Taste designer paper. And then this is one of the stitched, I think it's the So Lovely, I don't remember, and I should have wrote it down. But anyways, we're going to use that one. This is the other stitch set that we have, and I apologize. And then this is Cinnamon Cider thread ribbon that we're using. Pardon me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on this guy. And I've got inside card pieces that I didn't put anywhere, so we'll just let me move him. All right, so this is kind of cool, because we're just going to do tone on tone, right? So I like that. So let's put him right there. So this won't take very long at all, and we're going to use, I'm trying to use up the different pods or flowers or whatever they are in this set. Okay, so gray granite, 8.5 by 5.5. And if you all don't have a demonstrator and you'd like to place an order, I'd be more than happy to be your demonstrator. If you'd like to order from me, I would appreciate it. This is my shopping code, K2JQAMUZ, but you can find that on my blog as well at shallwestamp.com. Okay, so 8.5 by 4.5, and we're going to go ahead and score. And I told you I normally do where I'll just fold it, but in this case, we'll go ahead and score this one just because. So we'll score this at 4 1/4. Pull that out, and this one will be done. It won't take us that long. So we'll be keeping us to about an hour. We might go over about 5 or 10 minutes, but that'll be fine. I don't think y'all will mind, will you? Okay, so I'm going to lay this down. And I'm going to bring in, let me see what pieces we're going to do. Hang on. Oh, here it is. I've lost my stamps. Okay, we're going to use this guy here. All I'm going to do is him, and then these little, I guess they're little pods, little seeds. That's all we're going to do. So we're going to stamp the front of the card with our gray granite, which I have right here. This is so funny. I thought, oh, I can make cards while I'm down here. I didn't bring any supplies. Isn't that crazy? But I did bring my coloring book. I have an adult coloring book, so I did bring that in case I want to color. Okay, so randomly, I'm just going to stamp this. I'm just going to randomly stamp it on this. Let me make sure I'm in the camera. I apologize. I wish the light was better in here. Maybe next week I'll try it without this light and see what y'all think. Okay, so I'm just going to randomly stamp this. So we're just going to keep stamping. Let me go around. I'm going to do this first. And then you always want to come off the page. And I'm going to come in this way. And I'll put some there. And we just want to randomly stamp it. Make it look like it's fun. We'll keep turning it. That's one of the things that I've learned, that you should turn and twist and don't drop it, because then you might have it in some place that you don't want it. And you really just want to stay, because the inside right here is going to be covered up. And we'll just put some down here off the edge. And let's see. Let's put one. I think it will be covered up, but let's just do one right here. Okay, and that's good. Now we're going to come back with our little pods, like our little seeds, I guess. And I'm just going to take these and I'm just going to stamp around where there's some openings so it doesn't look like it's so naked. And we'll just twist them around some. And I'll put some right there. And we'll put some here. And I guess I shouldn't push so hard, because then you see those little things. We'll put some right there. And I'll put a couple here, because I'm not sure. We may cover that up, but I'm going to be on the safe side. And we'll put Put one there, and let's put a little one. Whoopsie. Let's just do one right there. Well, really, that came in two. Let's see what else. And let's just put a little tiny one right there, and part of one there. I think that's good. This is an easy kind of card to make. All right, so we've got that done. So let's move this out of the way. And now we're going to build our card. And I've already pre-cut everything, as I mentioned before. So let me bring in my cinnamon cider, and we're going to stamp happy birthday. I need birthday cards because I send a lot of birthday cards out. So if y'all aren't on my birthday, if you'd like to get a card from me, send me a message or email or whatever and let me know, and I'll be more than happy to add you to my birthday list and send you a happy birthday card. All right. I send my neighbors and all my friends, all that stuff. Okay. And my team. I send everybody birthday cards. All right, so we're going to stamp happy birthday on this little piece right here. And this is Whisper White. Okay. All righty. And we'll pull him up. Put that off to the side. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to attach this with our adhesive. So we're just going to do that. And again, these are easy cards. So if you're just starting out, it's definitely something that you can do. And it won't take a lot of time. And if you are just learning, you know, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to work with you if you need help. And if you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. And then this one we're going to place right here. I'm just going to try to offset it. This is from the same stitch series. I don't remember the name, but it's the one that's one size smaller. So we're just going to place that right there. And then I'm going to take our cinnamon cider ribbon, and I'm just going to loop it in. So I'm going to use my seal for that. So I'm going to place a little bit right here in the center, and hopefully have enough that it holds it in place. Whoops. So I'm just gonna lay it down on the edge here, and I'll trim that in just a minute because I want to get that down. So let's lay that here, and I've got some adhesive, so that's going to help me. And then I'm just going to loop it this way, and I'm going to push it down on that adhesive to help hold it in place. And that's all. That's really what I'm doing. I'm just going to try to layer it like that, and then I'll bring this piece back in. Actually, let me see, because I've got that. I'll cut that. So I'll trim that piece off. So let me trim this right here. And it really kills me that I don't have my ribbon scissors. I may have them in my bag, but it's okay. We'll deal with it. All right, so let's make sure I've got this. Let me lift this up just a little bit. I want to make sure my loops are not so flat. So give me a second. I want to move him up just a little bit. He's going to go flat anyways, but we still want to have it kind of with a little bit of a puffy loop, right? And this is going to be hidden in the center. So let me just pull this one down a little bit. This a little bit more. Okay, there we go. That'll work. And then we'll just trim this guy up. So let's trim him up right there. And I apologize if I'm in the view. All right, so we've got that. And then we're going to take our birthday and we're going to pop that up on dimensionals. Okay. So we'll put 2 dimensionals on the back of this. And then we'll peel these off. All right, and then we're going to pop that right down there. And I'll have to trim him up because he's a little cattywampus. Let me trim that real quick. But whoever gets this card, it will be trimmed pretty. So let me just trim it one more time. I think I do have my ribbon scissors, but I keep cutting it square. But anyways, I'll trim it up. Okay, and then we're just going to apply this to the card front, and we're just going to lay it down flat. So we're not going to pop this up at all. We're just going to lay it down. So we'll use our Tombow. All right. For somebody who doesn't like Tombow, I sure like to use it. I really like it now because I really like it because I can move my stuff around. That's the nice thing. It lets you move it. All right. And there is our card. Look at that. How quick and easy was that? And then we've got our happy birthday. There you go. Quick and easy. And that's using your gray granite, tone on tone, gray granite cardstock, gray granite ink, and we are good to go. So there you go. Here are the 3 cards that we made this evening. Let me get the other one over here. Bear with me a second. Let me get the one this one I made in class so you can see them. Okay, so here's the ones that we made. And here's that beautiful blending brush. Now don't get these confused with your makeup brushes, ladies. These are blending. So anyways, there you go. So make sure that you all share and leave some comments. Share the video. I appreciate it. Your name will go into the drawing, and I'll announce that next week. And next week, I think I'm going to do, I'm debating because I think I'll do the Dragonfly Garden Wishes and the Dragonfly, I think it's called Dragonfly Wishes. I think I'll do those cards next week. So, all right, everyone, thank you again for taking time out of your Tuesday evening. It's 8:01, so I did pretty good. I did 3 cards in an hour. There you go. So have a great evening, and thank you again. Stay warm. Thank you again for joining me. And if you're interested in my paper share, go to shallwestamp.com, and there's a lot of information on there. It tells you all about it, what's included, and the cost involved. And I will see you all next Tuesday. Thanks again. Bye now.